had not refused a word. He had already removed the intruders. The halls were clean again. The castle had resumed its cold precision. He had not. I know the exact weight of his silences. I had studied them for months. That night one of them would not close. He watched me as if return had not restored what had been taken. Not fear of ignorance, something harsher. The knowledge that return does not erase what it forces another to witness. After that, the methods changed even more noticeably than before. By declaration, by pressure, a pause where none belonged, a refusal hidden inside precision. A hand too near my wrist when I spoke too cleanly of thresholds. He did not forbid the search. He made each continuation heavier. And because I had watched him long enough, I understood the truth before he gave it language. My death, repeated and familiar to me, had become intolerable to him. So I continued, as I had always continued. I spoke of endings, variables, thresholds, of the simple need to reach the point where even repetition would fail. He answered with the calm of someone holding shut a fracture with his bare hand. No vow, no plea, only that severe attention that made each word I used for myself sound smaller than before. I told him the objective remained, that what had changed between us did not annul what preceded it. If he would no longer help me, then the castle had no further function. The sentence entered him. I saw it. I felt the wound land. Not because he recoiled, because he did not. He grew still in the terrible way stone grows still before it cracks. Yet even then he did not ask me to remain. He did something worse. He made it clear that if I left, he would not continue existing there, as though nothing central had departed. What followed still wore the shape of restraint, but restraint had become combustible. I insisted on method. He refused the language in which I kept reducing myself to a body that could be broken usefully. And when language could no longer bear the strain, he forced me into the only nearness. His nature never falsifies. His mouth at my throat, his arms around me with brutal restraint. The bite no longer method, no longer proof, but a refusal to let me vanish inside my own abstraction. That was where I broke, not in pain, in recognition. I wept into him with the shame of someone discovering that centuries of control can still dissolve in one embrace. He held me harder until speech returned. I told him I no longer knew whether I was seeking the end or defending the ruins of having sought it so long. I told him I was tired. I told him he had changed me. Then I told him I would leave, not to escape him, because loving him there would make every answer suspect. And he, with that same severe devotion that never asks softly for what it means, chose movement over stone. No oath, no attempt to master my will, only the intolerable honesty of refusing separation. So when his mouth found mine, it was not mercy, not surrender, not the soft denial of what still divided us. It was recognition. The first kiss did not end the danger. It named it. He had become the greatest threat to my objective, and the one presence I could no longer imagine losing to it. We left no farewell to the halls. Stone keeps memory without consent. I carried my unfinished purpose into the dark. He carried the silence beside me. The road remained. So did the question. But now it walked with two shadows, and for the first time I did not mistake them.